First, I'm going to start off with a quick welcome to our families, friends, teammates, swimmers, sponsors, our great citizens of New York and New Jersey, and our volunteers. Let it out. What a great day. What a great day it is for our military veterans and families. Hey, if you had a hand in putting together this year's event, go ahead and give yourself a big pat on the back because you did one hell of a job. I'd also like to add a very special welcome to our distinguished guests. We got some 9/11 survivors here. We have first responders, and of course, our Gold Star family members in attendance. It is both an honor and a privilege for me to be here today, to be a small part of this 9/11 Extortion 17 commemoration. Means the world to me, especially for a guy that was born in New York, raised in New Jersey, and just about everybody I know has a story that's connected to 9/11. So let's get started. September 11, 2001, a date that has come to mean so many things to so many different people, from fear, pain, horror, loss, and evil, to newfound depths of hope, selflessness, resiliency, resolve, and courage. Nearly 3,000 people would die that day, a number that would have been significantly higher had it not been for the heroic actions of our incredibly brave first responders. And let us not forget those aboard United Flight 93. The Let's Roll crew, led by Mr. Todd Bima, who prevented that aircraft from reaching its final destination. Well done, Let's Roll crew, well done. In the aftermath, with complete disregard for their own safety, you had hundreds of first responders rushing towards and into burning towers and buildings. Actions that would occur over and over and over again, replete with examples of extraordinary heroism. While August 6, 2011 was not 9/11, the tragedies are inextricably linked to the events of that September day, and the courage displayed by the men that boarded Extortion 17 on the eve of 6 August in response to a battlefield emergency is no less inspirational than the courage displayed by the Americans who rushed towards and into burning towers. And being a one-upper type of guy, I'm going all in because the continued courage of the American families, the spouses, the friends, the teammates is indicative of the strength, the resolve, and deep compassion of this great nation since 9/11. Over the past 21 years, our great nation has suffered through many tragic events, but we have endured like no other nation on the planet, and we will continue to do so. The soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines of 9/11 have built upon the reputation of those that have gone before. And I'm damn proud to say that we never left a military member behind. And the ones that died, they all came home to a hero's welcome in the big cities and small towns that they were from across America. And today, our legacy largely rests with them, our fallen. Those that have paid the ultimate price. And like our predecessors before, we would learn once again that the strength of the warrior sits squarely upon the shoulders of the spouse, the family, the teammates, and the friends back home. The combat bonds and friendships back home would help us get through the dark and difficult times that only teammates truly and deeply understand. And as our losses mounted, we would learn once again that the spouses of our fallen were far, far stronger than their loved ones wearing the uniform. And that the families, well, they were tough. Tough as nails, tough beyond all comprehension. And in their strength, we would find the courage to go on and on and on. Over the past 2 decades, I've had the privilege of attending more than my fair share of memorial services, to include 9/11 victims, as well as obviously our Extortion 17. I could just keep on going, rattle them off. Red Wings, Turbine 33, Aussie 72. It keeps on going. And I've been to all of them. Now, these tragic events, they're both solemn and inspiring. Solemn because we lost so many loved ones. But even in our darkest of dark hours, and I'm talking like underneath a ship's hull in the middle of the night dark, the darkest place that I've ever been, we would find light, perhaps even a chem light. And when we cracked it, it led to the greatest outpouring of love and support. It was also our greatest inspiration, knowing that the men and women who served went willingly into those fateful days. For me, I learned a lot over the years in talking with our Gold Star family members. I recall one grieving mother telling me she would always remember what was lost, but she was so satisfied with what still remains. On 9/11, we lost our loved ones, innocent men, women, children, going about their daily lives, and our incredibly brave first responders. And in the 21 years since, we've lost thousands and thousands and thousands of American and Allied soldiers who have perished fighting this plague of terrorism. And let us not forget our foreign partner forces. There were several actually, aboard that aircraft that night. But foreign partner forces that fought and died right alongside our military members. Men that were just hoping for a better way of life. But as that mother reminded me, what we have remains as important as what we lost. While we have our freedom, that sometimes sounds trite until you spend time with people on deployment after deployment after deployment after deployment with people who don't. We have our dreams, and in America, we can make our dreams come true. We live in a great country that welcomes diversity, thrives on individualism, cherishes new ideas, and includes and respects countless cultures. And yes, we should always remember what we lost. And at its core, the bedrock, the steel beams, the concrete, the water, the lights, the landscaping, the names inscribed in bronze around the twin reflecting pools in the footprints of the Twin Towers. A tribute of remembrance that is here to stay, honoring those 2,983 people who died in the World Trade Center bombing, or the terror attacks of 9/11 at the World Trade Center, near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and at the Pentagon. Also including the six that died in the first World Trade Center bombing on February 26, 1993. We should also remember that there are evil men in the world, men that want to do us harm, men that want to shoot down helicopters, and fly planes into towering skyscrapers. But we should never forget that there is great goodness in the world, and the good will always prevail. 9/11 may have given us our greatest tragedy, but the men that boarded Extortion 17 on the eve of 6 August in response to a battlefield emergency came from every walk of life, every corner of our nation. They represented all that is good about our country. They all volunteered. They were all children of 9/11 who raised their right hand and swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Largely because, just like their predecessors, they wanted to be part of something special. They wanted to operate outside their comfort zone. They wanted to walk along the flanks of like-minded warriors, always covering their six. They wanted to fly planes in battle spread formation or sail the high seas in axe formation, always willing and ready to engage the enemy from the sea, the air, and the land. But most of all, they did so because they wanted to serve for a cause that was greater than themselves. We must remember that our greatness was never meant to be measured by our towering skyscrapers, our economic power, or our military might. Our greatness is measured in the strength of our people, the firmness of our conviction, and the belief that no one can destroy the American dream, no matter how many times they try. Out of the ashes of that clear September morning arose what the terrorists could never destroy: hope for a better future, faith in a common humanity, and a renewed pride in our country's freedoms and ideals. So as we get ready to remember and honor those that died almost 21 years ago, and all are fallen in between, let's be grateful for what we have and recommit ourselves to the values that made this country great in the first place. Why? I'll tell you why. Because that's what great nations, great cultures, great people, families and teammates do in their finest hour. And for the frogmen in this audience, we must never forget our humble beginnings. Frogmen wearing nothing but a pair of UDT shorts to protect what's most important. Our nation, of course. Thank you. God bless our troops, our vets, our first responders, our fallen, our Gold Star family members, and most of all, God bless America. May we always have the privilege to serve her. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Matt Smith. My brother Carl T.